Oh, hello. Oh, I didn't see you there. Hello. Oh, no, just jokes. Look, that's my dad joke. I hope you're well. Hey, I got some stuff I want to share with you, some updates and things like that. And I suppose my cheesy dad joke just then really kicks things off. Yeah, it's what I want to share. So look, again, it's good to reconnect. If you don't know me, my name is Josh. If you do know me, my name is Josh, as you know. And look, I'm the first to admit that me and social media and doing videos and stuff like that, we always don't get on that well because I'm always worried, and I probably worry way too much of what people think, but not in the context of what you mean or what you may think. It's just, am I, correct in articulating my message of being clear and stuff like that? Because I have been around for a while. Sometimes people are shocked, like I was posting vids on YouTube like back in 2007 and things like that. We ran a gym for ages, so I wanted to just give you some life updates and stuff like that. Also in terms of who I help, how I help, and what I do, if that's cool. So, first things first, if you don't know me, my name is Josh. 49, married with 2 kids. Do all that, been in the fitness industry since the end of 99. We launched PE, so Physique Essentials, the business. The end of 2003, I've effectively coached online since 2004. We opened our gym here in Wodonga in 2007, closed that 2022. Still coaching online, still coaching in person, doing all that. And I suppose the reason why I wanted to make the video is sometimes I'll bump into people or they'll reach out on email and they'll say things like, am I still training in person? What am I only doing stuff online? What am I doing these days? And as I said, look, I'm not always the most forthcoming in that regard. Like I'll always have a one-on-one conversation, but afraid that, if I do put a video out like this of this nature, just trying to cross all the T's, dot the I's and making everything super clear. So what I want to cover is I'm going to cover like who I help, what I do and all that sort of stuff, but then also to the 2 main ways in which I can do it. That's also linked in the comments of this vid. So let's go forward. So who do I help? So look, back in the old days, in terms of PT and stuff like that, we used to help everybody, men, women, young, old, all that sort of stuff. But these days I very much specialize. So I am a transformation specialist, but specialize in terms of who I help. So who I help these days is high performance driven men over the age of 40, generally running their own businesses or their CEOs, high end management. They've got a lot of things going on. So they've got a successful career, great family at home. Everything is going well, So they've ticked all the boxes, very successful in life. But the one thing they really haven't been able to master is their body and is their health. And it's not in spite of not trying. I'm never the first person people reach out to. So they've done all the different challenges, they've done the different detoxes, the diets, the man shakes, they're training hard at the gym, and they get some results for their efforts, but they want to go next level. They really want their results to match their ambition. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to have that discrepancy. They don't want to have a misalignment. They are successful doing everything else and they want to be able to showcase it in their health, because the truth is if your health is not operating 100%, so if you are carrying excess weight, you don't have the energy, don't have the confidence, don't have the vitality and the stamina, your health is a liability, and that's going to stop you from rocking all areas of life. So being able to help these guys turn a liability into the most powerful asset. Now, what is it? How do we measure that? So yes, you will see things out there, and guys will reach out and they say, listen, I want to be able to lose 10 kilos or I want to lose 10 centimeters from the waist or whatever. And those are, real variables that you can measure. You know what I mean? Like if you jump on the scales and you are X weight and you lose 10 kilos, that's it. Or they might say something like, listen, I haven't been under 100 kilos in 20 years. I would love to tick that off. And that's what I help them achieve. But what most of them realize, and this is the reason why they're successful, is they're understanding that level of success. So by being able to drop 10 kilos or lose 10 centimeters or whatever, being able to see the waist, it really is like the ultimate compounding drug. It is a window. What do they call it? What do they call it? Is it a gateway drug? That's it. And what I mean by that is once you achieve that level of success, so once you've dropped that 10 kilos, what's that then going to enable you to do? Once you lose that 10 centimeters from the waist, what will it then, what doors will it open up? The other thing too is success in itself is obviously is transferable into a lot of other goals. So what I mean by that is if you lose 10 kilos, your waist is going to be significantly smaller. You are going to have more energy because you're not carrying that weight around. You're going to be more confident because you can do more things, and it compounds forward. It's the same of losing the centimeters. So if let's just say that you get that waist under 100 centimeters, which has very definitive health benefits, all right? So once you get that waist centimeter, say if you lose 15 centimeters from the waist, your weight will come down. Your energy will go up. Your confidence will go up. Your vitality will go up. Your endurance, your performance, everything will compound forward. So the real successful guys that I work with, they realize that their success isn't just about losing a few kilos. It's not just about losing a few centimeters. It's what's this level of success then going to open up, what doors will open, what opportunities will create, simply because I'm starting to now master something that I haven't been able to figure out before. Okay, so that's what we really achieve. Now, in terms of the how and what we do. So yes, programming is vitally important. So, the right nutrition and the right training and all that sort of stuff. But again, where a lot of coaches get it wrong, they think that's all we need. Now, the truth is if all you needed a new diet and a new exercise program, you would have Googled that already. It is already out there. You're a smart cookie. You would already figure this stuff out. But if you're still struggling or you haven't been able to, figure it out, you haven't really been able to develop real mastery when it comes down to your health and your body composition, there is obviously something missing, okay? So what we do and what I do is look at the reasons why you may be struggling or you haven't been able to unlock this next level of success yet. So again, it's not just about the training, nutrition, and so forth. It's about being able to align this to your lifestyle, your goals, your preferences, what your responsibilities and your obligations are. Because then once you see how this actually works, it's not just about what you achieve or what level of success you get inside the next 12 weeks. It's what you are still doing in the next 12 months and what opportunities and what life this has led you down in the next 12 years plus, okay? And that is the real big difference. It's the way I look at it. So where a lot of coaches might sit back and they might go, cool, you've got 10 kilos you want to lose, here's your diet and exercise plan. I'll first ask the question is, what is it about your lifestyle that is putting that weight on you in the first place? Why is it that every time that you've lost it in the past, when you've done a diet and a detox and all this sort of stuff, yes, you've been successful, but eventually the weight comes back plus more, the centimeters come back plus more, all your good habits go out of the window, and you're starting from step one again. So that's what we do, and that's how I do things differently, by being able to create long-term sustainable solutions. Now, how do I deliver those solutions? Well, there are two ways. Now, primarily, we do this via remote and do this via online mentoring. So I have clients all over the country. So it doesn't matter if you happen to be my next door neighbor or you lived on the other side of the country, I can help you. And this works out really advantageously because, again, what it does, it gives you the flexibility and the freedom in terms of application. I'm able to give you the direction. I'm aligning it to your lifestyle. I'm able to provide the support, the accountabilities, and you're able to match things precisely. And the results that my guys get are phenomenal. Like sometimes we think, I have to be in person, I have to get that physical check-in, otherwise I'm not going to see the result. And that is 100% inaccurate. Like I've worked with people all over the world, but primarily I'm just working with Aussie guys now. I think that we need the most help. As I said, so it doesn't matter if you're on the other side of the country. Things like dropping 10, 15 kilos in the space of say 3 months is not heard of. And most importantly, keeping it off. And that is one of the real differentiators. You look at the clients that I've worked with and some of the things that I've shared, my guys keep it off because I'm educating them. And it's not just in terms of education as in read this out of a book. It's about how it actually applies to my lifestyle. Them develop real critical thinking skills so they can continue to do this on their own. So that's number one. That is my premium online programming. It's called the Elite Physique Project. But there is also very, very limited opportunities to the guys who live local to me in that Albury-Wodonga region, because you know what? Sometimes being able to meet with someone in person is also awesome. So the majority of the stuff that you see online, so if it's coming from me organically or you do see sponsored posts and stuff like that, it will be, if there is a solution, it'll be via mentoring. I'm often, sharing bigger level concepts like my 5-step transformation plan and stuff like that. But if you happen to be locally, you would love the opportunity to work in person, that's always available too. So On that note, within this video here and in the comments section, there are 2 links. One link will go through to my project. It goes through in details and stuff like that, in what I'm looking at in terms of being a successful applicant and things. And then also there'll be a second link for in-person coaching. So so I just wanted to bring you up to speed in terms of where I am, who I am, what I do, and all that sort of stuff, who I help, how I help. And so if you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to comment here. Also, too, like if you know anyone who could possibly benefit from this vid or maybe in need of some help, please feel free to tag them or share them in these vids. I'd love the opportunity to be able to chat to them if they need some help. But on that note, I'm going to get ready for my own training, because you absolutely must invest in yourself first, because if you can't, then how do you best invest in others? So think about it like this. Like if you're doing your best work, you're providing for your team, you're providing for your family, giving them the financial security, the support and all that sort of stuff. But if you're doing that at the expense of your own health, then maybe you need to shift that perspective, because if you are better, just by a compounding effect, everyone and everything will be better. So on that note, have an amazing day. I hope to talk soon. Catch you later.